Hello, and welcome to Abby Tyler's Healthy Living. My name is Abby Tyler. I'm your host, a family nurse practitioner, a health and wellness blogger, and a community volunteer. In here, we discuss evidence based health information regarding mind, body, and soul with a holistic emphasis. Thanks for joining me on this journey of health and wellness. Please enjoy the show. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our show. My name is Abby. I'm your Healthy Living MP. How are you guys doing out there? Hope all is well. Welcome to all of you who are joining me on YouTube and also from Focus on Liberia. Please share the show. Please share the show. Please share the show. So I'm gonna put on my glasses. Okay. Okay, so today's topic is tips for maintaining good health as we age. Okay, we're all like I put on the flyer. The past couple of years now, I've been going to so many different parties where milestone birthdays, where it's like your 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s and so forth, and the 75 and all that too. So we're celebrating all these anniversaries, and as we're getting older, you want to stay healthy because as you start getting older, that's when some of the disease process start taking place and all that too. So some people are not healthy earlier during their life and all that too. But usually as you start getting older, you start worrying about obesity related issues. You start cholesterol, high blood pressure, and all those things that start manifesting themselves as you get older. Okay. So we're gonna be talking about some of that today, how you can be older and still be healthy and live a really productive life until the end. Okay, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. So there's structure and transitions in life. Okay. So as always, let me just go in here. My disclaimer: I am a provider, but I'm not your provider. So please do not make any changes to your regimen without checking with your own provider. Okay. Again, like I said, share the show, share the show, share the show. Invite others to watch. Alrighty. And okay, so let's start. Let's go right into it. Hope you all had a beautiful holiday weekend. Okay, so it's important to stay healthy, especially I tell people, start being healthy when you're in your 20s and 30s, because by the time you get to your 40s and 50s, it's not too late, but then you have to like play catch up, and sometimes it's harder to do that. So I'm not saying you should just live a life where you're not eating that nice piece of cake or you're just eating oatmeal and drinking water and all that. Of course, live life. That's what life is all about, living while you're still alive. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're doing things that's going to keep you healthy. Okay. So you don't want to be spending time when as you get older, spending time in the doctor's office, spending time in this place, or spending time in that place. Some of the things that you can't help, but once you can help, okay, like I always say, modify the modifiables. You cannot change your race, you cannot change your sex, you cannot outside of all of that. Okay, you cannot change all those things, no, but you can change the fact that the kind of food that you eat. You can change on the fact that you go to bed on time and eat healthy and taking yourself away from toxic people and toxic environments and all. So let's go into some of the tips here. Alrighty. So let me just go in here. And again, like I said, sometimes Facebook doesn't notify everybody every Tuesday because sometimes it doesn't. So for those of you who know other people who are supposed to be watching, please get them on. So I'm gonna go to my banners here. Okay. Alrighty, so number one, don't forget well visits and screenings. Okay, I always talk about the fact that when you get to a certain age, you're supposed to be getting your mammogram as a woman. Also, as a woman, when you're in your 20s, starting age 21, getting your pap smears. Of course, all during that time, you're going to be, when you're starting children, starting your family. With men, also, you want to be getting checked and make sure nothing else is going on there, fertility treatments, or just if you're trying to have babies and nothing's happening, you want to be checking with your doctor. But as you start getting older, the recommended screening as you start getting older, like your mammogram, men who are supposed to get your prostate exam, and blood work that you're supposed to start checking out to make sure that your heart's okay, that your liver is okay, that your kidney is okay. You want to start checking those things. Of course, you want to start checking them in your 20s and all, so you can start you start keeping track on them. So by the time you get to your age 40s and 50s, there are things that you should be dealing with, especially when it comes to diabetes. You don't want to be spending so much time and all the complications that come with diabetes too. I did a show on diabetes before in last year. You can also go through my post and see there. Okay, so high blood pressure, you don't want, if the blood pressure is not controlled, you risk having a stroke, and you risk having a heart attack. When you're in your 50s and 60s, you want to be enjoying. At that time, your kids will probably be much older. You and your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whoever it is, you want to be, traveling and doing things and just moving on to a different transition in your life. At that time, you don't want to be spending all that time back and forth to the doctor's office, back and forth to the doctor's office. Like I said, there are some things that you can help. Things will happen regardless, but you can control certain things. Okay, so you want to be going there. And also when you go to see your primary care doctor too, because I see some people now who are like maybe 60s, high 60s and 70s, and you start thinking, because I see my aunts and they're all in that, and age group, and I said, couple of years and maybe another decade from now, I will be one, the new old people around here. So you start thinking, okay, at that age, you want to start thinking about your advance directives. You should be thinking about that before, anyways. Advance directives meaning, like, if something should happen to you and there's no chance of them bringing you back to life and all. Do you want to be kept on a ventilator? Do you want to be kept on the trach where they put the opening through there and through there so you'll be able to breathe better? Do you want to be kept, with feeding tubes and tubes all over your body? Would you like to, is that where you're going to be? Because chances are, more than likely, you probably won't be home, and if you're home, you're going to require so much more care. So your spouse may be about the same age at the same time. I'm not saying, so just some people say, yes, I want everything done with me. When God wants me to go, that's when I'm going to go. Okay, that's also, but you want to have that written down somewhere, saying I want up to until this point. So those are things you should be talking to your children about now, and your spouse about now. Also, you want to be checking, okay, if I get older, and if my spouse is not around me, or maybe you're single, you could be single also right now, or my spouse dies and all that, I'm getting to the age where I won't be able to take care of myself. Which one of my children would I be living with? Do I want to live with my children? Start making decisions now that, okay, yes, I'll maybe move out of my big house and go to a smaller house. Or maybe I'll move to one of these kids. What if your children are not, old enough for you to live with them? Because some people have children later on in their lives, so what if they're old enough? What if they're not responsible enough? Or what they don't, what if they had spouses on their own and they don't want you living with them? This is when you want, when you, as you talk, go into your doctor's office for your primary care doctor and all, and also talking to other people who you hang around your circle. Those are the kind of conversations you should be having as you start having all these milestones birthday. Okay, because eventually, okay, I'm 70 years old. In 10 years, if I'm having my 80th birthday, you're going to be at the point where you're not going to be able to take care of yourself completely. Not saying there are some people out there who can't take in this up, but you may be needing extra help. You may need help to go to doctor's appointments. You may need help to even to go to church or to go to different social functions. May be needing that, and the person, your child, or the person who takes care of you, may not be close to you. We live in America, especially where your child may be living. Even if you're in the same state, it's a large state. They may be living somewhere much farther. So you want, start making those decisions now. Like I said, start talking about your advance directives. Start talking about where you're going to live, your medications, all those different things you're going to need help with. Okay, so start thinking about that as you're thinking about, as I'm getting older, I want to be able to be healthy. And if I need help, let me stop putting that in position now. So when I do get older, I'll be in a much better place. Some of these things, and depending on your culture, nobody wants to talk about it, and it's like you want to be hush hush about it because you don't want to think about that. It's going to happen. You're going to get older, and you're going to get to the point where you may not be able to take care of yourself as the way you did when you were in your 20s and 30s. That's just natural. So start having those conversations now as you get older and start having all those different birthdays. Okay. So let me just see here again. Like I said, you want to also be following your family doctor, seeing them as often, and then following all these different recommendations and start talking to them about that too. Okay, doc, I know my cholesterol level was high the last time. What is it now? And I'm supposed to be taking medications. And sometimes, you're going to be going on a fixed income. Who's going to be paying for all these extra medications that you may need? Do I really need this medication now? Can I change? Can you change it to something cheaper? Are there other ways I can do this where I don't have to take medications and you can take my blood work later on and check it again? Because I may not be able to afford that. I may not be able to go to all these different specialists you want me to go to and all that. How can we work around that? Okay. And let me get over here. So And then, like I said, I did do a show on advanced directives too, so you can go back and watch that. Okay. Also, responsible party. I did kind of touch on that. Your responsible party. Okay. Is it your daughter that's going to be your responsible party? Is she responsible? What if the youngest, in some cultures, the oldest person is the one that's going to be able to take care of your mom's medication or health decisions, or also the financial? But what if the oldest person is not responsible? Or what is the oldest person does not want to do it? Who's going to be the next person to step in line? And also, those things are legal documents too. So if they say, okay, if something happens to my mom, I want you to call this person, I want you to call that person, and that person will call everybody else, and we can sit down and have this conversation. You don't want to wait until when things are like put into your lap, and that's when everybody's panicking, and that can really bring a lot of problems into relationships and all that. And you know very well how anything major that happens in family can cause so much, and striking everything. Like, so it's important that you guys start having that conversation. Just start bringing it up little by little, until you get to the point where, okay, now can we sign the paper? You're the financial power of attorney. I'm the health power of attorney, and this is what we're gonna do. Okay. In some other cultures, the siblings of your parents also have like a major part to play in that too. So if that's where you are in your culture, and start talking to them about that too, because sometimes the sisters and brothers of your parents are also much older, and they have their own health issues too. So start talking about that now too. Okay. Number two, you want to exercise and stay healthy. Okay. Just because, I know sometimes in our culture too, oh, no, I can't do those things anymore. No, you can still get up in the morning. Like, I always say, go for a walk. You see these little, tiny little ladies walking around your neighborhood, and you're like, why isn't walking? No, you got to make sure you keep your bones healthy. So get up in the morning, especially when, you're retired now, or, 40s, 50s, you're still young, 60s, you want go to work, even if it's sometimes what I do now. Most of my time I exercise in the morning, and I do my exercise at home, and then the weekends I've been going back to the gym, because I've been going straight back to the gym now. So you can do that 3 times a day, you can do that 3 times a week. Eat healthy, make sure, of course, you talk to your doctor for make sure your bones are strong, make sure you're healthy enough to be exercising too, because sometimes if your blood pressure is too low, you could pass out. If your blood pressure is too high and all that, you start having headaches and things. So to speak to your doctor, talk to them, and see what's important for you. But you want to stay active as much as possible. A body in motion stays in motion. Okay. So get up, even if it means staying at home, if it means dancing, put on YouTube or a video, you watch it 30 minutes a day. Stay active as much as possible. Do not sit there and say, yes, I'm getting old now, I can't do those things anymore. Now, of course, your bones are going to be, some your bones are hurting from arthritis, and also just do the best you can. All right. Just do the best you can. Okay, so let me go in here and maintain strong bones. Of course, get into that. Women, of course, when we getting older, when you get into a point where you're no longer seeing your period and all, your body's not making that much bones, and you start losing some calcium and all. So you speak to your doctor and see at this point if they want to put you on calcium supplements. You can also drink some, drink some milk to stay healthy. There's so many other things out there. That's why it's important to also get your screening, and also get your blood work too, so they can see what your calcium level is too, because you want to, especially for women who are like thin frame, regardless of what you thin frame, you want to make sure you keep your bones healthy, have calcium supplements. Speak to your doctor, because there's some people who cannot have any of that. And you can go for your DEXA scan and all. That's the one that tests your bones for osteoporosis, because most people, they're older and they're moving around and they're very healthy and happy and all that, but you just, one little devastating fall can just, I mean, especially if you break your thigh bone. Okay, that's like a major bone in the body, your femur and all that. So, or you break an arm, right away you got to stay put. You can't do as much as you can, and most people become really depressed after that, and they start going downhill after. So it's important that making sure that you drink enough water, drink enough milk and all that, if you can tolerate milk, and speak to your doctor if you need to get any supplements that's going to keep your bone healthy. And ladies 65 and above, sometimes you have to get a DEXA scan before that, but normally it's 65 and above to get your screening, to make sure you don't have osteoporosis, because that's the thinning of the bones, and they have a range to where you are, where prior to that, if you're osteopenic or you have full osteoporosis, and they may have to give you medicine. For some people, we have like chemotherapy or other things that affect the bones, treatment that affect the bones, maybe radiation, you may have to get that DEXA scan a little sooner. Some men also may need DEXA scan too, because if they had anything wrong with the prostate and they had chemotherapy or any kind of cancer that affects the bones and all, you may have to get your DEXA scan a little earlier. Okay, so it's important that you get that check, and because you want to make sure that you don't fall and break anything major. Of course, as you're getting older, your balance and all that, you fall, you may hit your head and suffer severe injury too. So that's important. Okay. I'm not trying, I know sometimes like, oh, getting almost, it's for the birds, not for the birds, but you can do this and you can stay healthy as much as possible as you get older. But you just have to do those things to keep yourself healthy. Okay. And this is also for people who are the younger ones too, who, taking care of your elderly parents. Try to, listen to this too. It's not just for older people. It's for people who you've taken care of your parents, or as yourself getting older, you start thinking about those things. And if you're younger, you want to start taking care of yourself too. So as you get older, you can be one of those hot old people where you don't have that much going on. All right. Okay, and don't let joint pain slow you down. Of course, I just kind of alluded to that and all that too, because sometimes you have arthritis and you don't want to. It's like I don't want to get up, my bones hurt. And sometimes you wake up in the morning as you get older. You're like my shoulders hurt this morning, and then my knee was hurting, and then my foot was hurting later on. It's like different places hurt every day. Okay, so of course, if the pain is real severe and it's affecting your daily life and all that, talk to your doctor about it. Okay, because you want to make sure that if you on anything, they have to give you medication. They have cream. It doesn't necessarily have to be medication. It can be like a topical cream or something that can carry you until you actually need like medication that you have to take by mouth. Okay, so don't let that keep you sitting there, because the more you sit down, the more it's not going to get any better if you just sit down. So like I said, even if you sit in the chair, when you go to those nursing homes and to those senior citizen centers, you see them playing bingo, you see them doing things and all that keeps their body moving around, your range of motion. You want to make sure you keep your range of motion, you know, up to, let me say, up to date, up to par to them per your age. Okay, so it's important. Don't let yes, I feel a little achy today. Get up. Just get up. If it means okay, go ahead, start vacuuming or cleaning the windows or doing anything that's going to keep your arm and your shoulder moving, that's going to keep your knees and everything moving. That's important. So it doesn't have to be cleaning up the house like you're going crazy, but just something that'll keep your body in motion. All right. Okie dokie then. Eat a heart healthy diet. Now people say, okay, I'm getting older. I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat and all. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's telling you to sit there and be eating, salad every day. But just be careful, because like I said, that's when your disease process and everything start manifesting. So you probably be taking medication for cholesterol, you taking medication for diabetes, or taking medication. Just even if you're not taking a medication, you want to, you want to eat healthy, because you don't want any of that happening later on. Because as you're getting older, you have hanging out with your children, your grandchildren, your friends and family. And some people are like, they're younger, they're going out and having a good time, just like, oh, just because you're just old lady, so you should be sitting home. No, you want to go to parties, you want to be doing all those things and all that. So, and like I said, obesity related diseases, obesity meaning like if you're heavy, you're overweight for your body frame. So that can also cause a problem to everything else that I talked about, your weight and your bones and all of that. So and then that can also bring on cholesterol, diabetes, and everything else that comes along with that. So at that point, stay healthy, stay active, eat a heart healthy diet. Speak to your doctor what is right for your body, what is right for you and all. Cut back on your palm oil, cut back on heavy oils. Don't fry, broil as much as possible, bake as much as possible. Don't eat late at night, because if you eat late at night, that food, you're not burning it anymore. It's just staying right on you and just causing a whole lot of problem later on. So don't eat late at night. Making sure that you drink a lot of water. You can drink some alcohol here and there. You can drink, but don't go heavy drinking, because sometimes it's awful as you're getting older too. A lot of depression comes with getting older too, because some people cannot adjust to getting older. It's like, oh, when I was younger, I could do this and I could do that, and my kids were around, and this and all of that comes with depression too. That's a lot of very high depression in the elderly population. So if you're having those problems, especially if you have any thoughts of hurting yourself or hurting anybody else, you want to make sure that you bring that to your family's attention, bring that to your doctor's attention, and it's always suicide hotline 988. Make sure you call that, okay? But outside of that, just go out, have a good time, especially during the summer months. If they invite you to stuff, go ahead, have a good time, even if it means just sitting down at the party and doing nothing. At least you'll be there and having fun with other people and getting stimulated by the music and people moving around. Okay, so eat healthy. You can indulge because you're older now, but do your best. Okay. Alrighty. So for those of you who are joining me right now, I'm talking about tips for maintaining good health as you age. Okay. I'm gonna get to the questions soon. Let me just get to this one first. Okay. Okay, take care of your eyes. I did do a show on the important reasons why you're supposed to be following up with your eye doctor. But as you start getting older too, you start getting age-related eye problems too. Of course, if you have diabetes, you're supposed to be seeing your eye doctor at least once a year. But even without all that high blood pressure, if you have, and some people have neurological diseases too, that sometimes they're diagnosed when you go to your eye doctor. And you having cataracts, glaucoma, all those things come along with aging too. So that's why it's very important. And because of your eyes are not, if you don't have good eyesight, macular degeneration and all of that, if you don't have good eyesight, chances are more than likely the increased chance of you falling and hurting yourself even more. And also you decrease in independence, because you want to be able to get up and do things for yourself. But if you can't see, or you're having some issues and all that too, you're not going to be able to do that. Then again, and there's a whole spiral in there, because I can do this, I have to wait for people to help me. And you go into the bathroom and you miss a step getting into the tub, you miss a step sitting on the toilet, you miss a step coming downstairs. All of that can have a problem. So make sure that you go into your eye doctor at least once a year. And if your eye doctor tells you to come back, every 6 months, or come back because we want to check again to make sure there's something else, nothing else is going on. We want to check your glasses and make sure you wear having the right prescription. Because some people who go around with like prescription, when's the last time you went to the eye doctor? Oh, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. You shouldn't be, especially when you're older. You want to make sure you have the right prescriptions and all that. Okay, so it's important. It's important that you see your eye doctor at least once a year, or as often as recommended. Okay, and make sure you have the right prescription. And if there's anything going on with your eyes and all, of course, if you have any problem where your eyes suddenly that you cannot see, 911. Okay, that's when you absolutely have to go to the emergency room to make sure nothing else is going on there. And also for strokes and all, you start having weakness and abrupt changing your vision and all that, weakness in your face and all. 911 first, okay? And severe headaches and all that. But if you have high blood pressure, all those different things, regardless of all of that, you want to see your eye doctor at least once a year. Because you go to your primary care doctor, we do a little bit of the eye test and all while you're there. We check your eyes and making sure that's just the minor part of it. You have to see your eye doctor so they can really do all the different testing that they have to do. All right. So take care of your eyes, get some nice carrots with vitamin A and all that. It's really good for your eyes too. Okay, make sure your hearing is loud and clear. I think I got in here. Okay, so check your hearing. So it's important. All right. Oh, by the way, I got this article from Banner Health and I just added my part to it. Make sure your hearing, because sometimes it's like you sitting there and then ringing in the ears, tinnitus and all. You want to bring that, because that could be a sign of hearing difficulty too. And when you find yourself putting the music on too loud, or you scream, you're saying music's all too loud, or you can hear something, that's important also, because when you're sitting at home, some people stay home when their children go to work, or you no longer, you're not working, you're home and all, but it's very important so you can get a hearing also. Somebody could be ringing a doorbell, something they could be saying there's fire somewhere. It's important. And plus, you won't be able to engage in different conversations and all that if you can't hear. Okay, so, and hearing, also hearing aids can be very expensive too. So start thinking about that long ahead of time, because certain things the insurance company will say, no, we're not paying for that. We're not paying for that kind. I know that's the kind that ear, nose, and throat doctor called ENT. That's the kind that we think you need and all that too, but your insurance doesn't cover that. Okay, so this is some of the things where you want to start saving some money for, because you may need hearing aid go moving forward, but make sure that's also there. Because if you're sitting there, you can't hear, and other people are talking as you're getting older, you're saying that you be like, oh, my time's finished now. I guess I won't be able to, hear anything anymore. I can't engage in conversation, and people are going to start thinking that I'm not, good enough to be in a conversation because I can hear anything. But so bring it to the attention, and then sometimes closed caption this show I do too. You can also click the button of somewhere on Facebook and also tell you closed captions so you can listen to it. And that's one of the things to where, because I know I'm a fast speaker and people say I should slow down. Also, I try to slow down as much as possible, because when I'm doing the closed caption and I'm watching later on, I want to make sure that the person who cannot hear me clearly can read it clearly. So those are one of the things that I think about. So I have to be very considerate when I'm talking. Of course, some people are fast talker and some people are very slow talker, but I'm doing my best. Okay. Alrighty. So the next one will be keep a skip in your step. And that is also, let me just make sure here. Okay. So, foot care. We did have a show on the podiatry. I had my friend who was a podiatrist. She was on, and we talked about foot care and all. So it's important that you do your foot care, making sure you have proper shoes on. Also, as you get older, I know some of us like to, we can. Have my friend's party. My friend had a party the other day, and she just turned 60, and she had this really high heels on. Some people can wear high heels up until the day, like they're ready to say, okay, yeah, I'm 99 years old. And as for me, I can't wear really high heels. All those many years I spent as a nurse and all that, I like my feet comfortable. Okay, so but if you can wear it, but also be mindful that the fact that as you're getting older, your balance is going to sway a little bit. Okay, not always, but just because if you're getting older and you may be taking medication for your blood pressure and other things that affect your blood pressure, that affect your ability to stay steady and all. So it's important. All right. And then when you wake up in the morning, sit on the side of the bed, do your stretching and everything. Don't just jump right up. You remember you're younger, you could just jump right out of bed. As you get older, your body's like, okay, slow down. Let my brain catch up with my heart to say regulate my blood pressure already, and then get up slowly. But watch your shoe wear, making sure you're wearing proper shoes. Because if you again, that can also lead to heavy falls or really really bad falls if you don't have proper shoe wear on. Also, you don't want to be hurt your toes, bunions, and everything. Fungal infection, all those things can cause a lot of problem and can, again, take away your independence. So make sure that when you see your family doctor, that they checking your feet, and if you have to see a podiatrist, and they can give you different little insoles and other things that you need, and you may need specialized shoes to wear as you get older. They may not be as pretty. Okay, but there's so many different things now. You go on Amazon that you can get pretty insoles that can go in your shoes, and you can still wear certain shoes, but don't let nobody tell you, oh my God, why are you wearing that? Sometimes you may have to wear wedges. Sometimes you may have to wear flats. Sometimes you may have to wear like really minor heels, and it may not look good in a real sexy long dress or whatever it is. Guess what? The most important thing is that you don't fall. All right. And you don't hurt yourself. Okay. So moderate it. Do what's best for you and what would keep you safe, and at the same time looking good. There's nothing wrong with looking good. As you're getting older, I see these little ladies. They get up and they fix their hair, got their makeup on, and everything looking good. Do whatever you want to do to make you happy and all that, but you want to make sure that you stay safe. Okay. So, and keep your medications organized and safe. Alrighty. And that's like one of the most important one too. Okay, so that goes back to if you start needing help for people to help you with your medications and all, you want to get that and checked and all, because we have the little containers where you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You have some people take medications 3 times a day, some people take medication 4 times a day, and there's some medications that you take only if you need that too. So make sure if you have somebody who helps you out with your medication, make sure they do that. They come over Sunday and get that done. They come over Monday, whichever way they can do that to help you. And don't be ashamed if you can do it yourself. Okay, because people be like, oh my God, and that means they're gonna say, oh, I need help, and they might be saying I have to live with somebody, or I have to go live somewhere else and go live in some old folks' home, or live somewhere else. I have to go live with my daughter, or live with my son. No, sometimes you just need a little help. Okay, you just need, just how you when you were younger, you needed help then, and growing up and all, you became independent and all. It gets to a point where you just need a little help. So because it's important that if you're taking these medications, they have to be taken the right way and kept safe the right way. Because what if you're taking too much? You take your blood pressure medicine and you forgot you already took that medication, and you take it again. That could drop your blood pressure, and again, can lead to like severe falls, head injuries, and all that. Okay, if you're taking medication that's a blood thinner, you don't want to take too much of it when not the way it's supposed to be taken, because you sit there and you stop bleeding in your brain, you stop bleeding in your stomach area, and all of that. That can cause so much. Your blood sugar medicine. What if you don't take it? What you're supposed to take it, and your blood sugar drops? So there's so many devastating things that could happen if your medication is not kept safely and you're not taking it safely. I did talk about medication safety, I think, a couple of weeks ago, so you can go back there and just look into the library and see the other stuff. So it's important. Okay, and your medication, look at the bottles also if they're outdated, and sometimes you also may need your medication to be renewed, and you don't have the time to call your doctor and all that. To a family member could call your doctor and say my medication's running out. Sometimes you need somebody to go pick up your medications for you because you can no longer drive, or you can't drive at night, and that's the only time you can drive when somebody else has the car, and they told you shouldn't be driving anymore because it's no longer safe. So if you have somebody in the house that lives with you, or you need to call somebody and say, can you please just come and help me my medicine, fix it up so I can take it, so I make sure I'm taking the medication. And like I said, make sure you keep the most current list of your medication in your phone. Okay, just write it down and keep it, and you can put it like in your grandson or granddaughter or yourself. Some people are computer literate. Write it down the way where you say, I'm not, don't say I'm, my heart medicine or my yellow pill, because you could go to the hospital, or you could go to, or your pharmacy could change a manufacturer and the pill could be changed. Okay, so making sure I take my aspirin, again, 81 milligrams, one time a day. I take this one, my hydrochlorothiazide, 25 milligrams, one time a day. Okay, so making sure it's listed like that. And a family member, your power of attorney, so a responsible party, they have the same list. So if you happen to go to the hospital, you happen to go to your doctor's office, like I said, when you come to the doctor's office, we have to look at all your medication and making sure you're taking the right medications, and medications that we have discontinued, or you came from the hospital and you're having a follow-up appointment. Everything is there. It's called medication reconciliation, because we want to make sure you're taking the right medication, the right dosage, and you're not taking anything that may be a duplicate, because if you're seeing other doctors at the same time, that could cause a problem. Okay, so, and also it's best to also have only one pharmacy, or if you need a pharmacy that you have to get medication 3 months in advance, like a mailing pharmacy, maybe you just have one or two, so at least that way they're both speaking to each other. Okay, and they know that, oh, you're taking a medication that you may be allergic to. Right away the alert goes across the screen. Okay, so it's important. All right, and have that list, and have the list if in your house, if you have left you, unless if you don't want everybody seeing what you're taking and all that, you can just have it in your phone, and you can have the secret code there. Nobody gets, can go into your computer, or can go into your phone and look at the medications you're taking, if you want to be, you want to be private, and you have every right to do that. Okay, so I think we're in number 10. Get your beauty rest. Okay. So I did, it's important as you get older, you want to sleep, especially as you're younger too. When at that age, when you're younger, the kids have to take their nap, and in kindergarten and in nursery. And as you started getting older, of course, you don't need a nap anymore. But sometimes, as an adult, you just want to take a nap. So it's important you get it, you take a nap. And if you have any problems sleeping, of course, did do a show about sleep apnea, your risk of having sleep apnea that can also cause you a heart attack and stroke, because if you're not breathing and you don't have the blood and oxygen supply go into your heart and to your head, that can cause a heart attack or stroke. And over time too, that can enlarge in your heart and cause other problems. All right, so some people have problems falling asleep, some people have problems staying asleep. And then if you snore heavily, I know people make fun of that one, snore so heavily. You're not supposed to be snoring very heavily too, because that's also a sign of sleep apnea. Okay, apnea is like the absence of breathing, a temporary absence of breathing over a period of time. They have the mild, moderate, and then the severe one. Okay, so you may need a device that you have to cover, that you have to cover your nose and your mouth. Okay, that forces the air and keep your tongue open from over here too. Sometimes it's also about weight gain. You may have to lose some weight, so that way your jaw, you don't have too much fat in this area. Okay. Also, some of the medications that you take as you get older, they can also cause you not to sleep enough, also to sleep too much. So you want to discuss that with your doctor and say, you know what, since you prescribe this medication for me, I'm not getting enough sleep. And some people take diuretics too, medications for your blood pressure. That's supposed to take the fluid out of your body. You have to get up in the night to go and pee, and then it's like, I may not want to take this medication late at night, because I'm just going to wake up, to pee all through. And if you can't see in the lights and it's dark, you go fall down and hurt yourself. I keep talking about falls, because falls like be devastating to elderly people. Okay, so maybe you might have to take that diuretic late early in the day, maybe about 6 o'clock. So if you go to bed by 10 o'clock, most of it will be out of your system, and you'll be able to get a good night's sleep. And if you're having problems sleeping and all that, speak to your doctor. Of course, we're going to start giving you medication to help you with that if you need it. And of course, sometimes people say, well, my mother got this medication, or my friend got this medication. Why aren't you prescribing this medication? Of course, as you get older, your body slows down, your body breaks down the medication much slower. So we're very hesitant, and we have to be very careful. Now we're very hesitant, but good practice. And also, if you do something stupid, malpractice, that says we cannot give you very strong medications as you get older, because when you're younger, you take a medication, your body breaks it down, it does what it's supposed to do to your body. Let's say if you're in pain or whatever it is, it helps you, but your body slows down. Your kidney doesn't take it out of your body if it's supposed to break down in your kidneys, and your liver doesn't break down the way it's supposed to break down, and your stomach doesn't break down. Everything goes slowly. So if I give you sleeping medication, like an elderly person, I'll say, okay, well, 2 o'clock, I'm still not sleeping yet. And I give you medication, you take it at 2 o'clock. You're supposed to get 8 hours sleep. Chances are more than likely you're going to be so groggy in the daytime, even if you're younger. But just imagine if you're older, it's going to take forever to get out of your system and all. And then you start driving because some elderly people still have to drive. Okay. And you get into a major accident and stuff like that. Okay. Or you cooking for something and you forget and you're still sleepy and you leave the food on the stove. So all those things are very, very important. So as we start celebrating all these beautiful birthdays, and I love seeing the pictures, it's like I was just like, again, like I said, I was just at another party last 2 weeks ago, and it was my aunt's party before that. So it's important. Okay, it's important. It's important. It's important that you check and all and follow up. Now, see, I'm getting old, but I'm still hot and I still can do some things. But I know I need help with certain things. Okay, so let me just go in here and see if there's any comments. Focus on Liberia. This is very much needed conversation. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Focus on Liberia. And I'm taking a walk now while watching. It's very good, guys. Very good. It's important that you get out there and go on and get your rest, like get your exercise every day. Every day, just go out. Like I said, you don't have to be going in there and doing everything major and all that, but just stay active. A body in motion stays in motion. Okay, stay active. Also talk to your family members. Again, like just quick review, advanced directives. As you start getting older, you want to start making decisions on who's going to take care of you, who's going to take care of your money. It's the same person taking care of your money and that's taking care of your health issues and all. You want to start saying, what do you need? If something happens to you, do I want them doing everything to keep me alive? Do I want to stay in the ventilator and just go on for a long time and all? Also, like I said, keep your medication safe. Don't let your joint pain slow you down. If it's pain getting severe, you want to get help. Eat a healthy, heart healthy diet. Take care of your eyes. Take care of your feet. All those things are going to make a major impact on you if something goes awry. Okay, so I thank you all for watching. All right, I thank you all for watching. And I pray that everything works out fine with you guys. If you have any questions, please just leave it in the comment section and I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Have a beautiful day. I'm still trying to get more people to watch and all. Please give me a thumbs up. Okay. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up, a like, please, please, please. Okay. And share the show. Okay. Because, when I see that and I know people are really appreciative of what I'm doing. Okay. And share the show as much as you can and invite others to join too. All right. I'm still trying to get at least 2,000 people by July. Hopefully. Okay, so thank you all for watching. All righty, and if you haven't liked and follow Abby Tyler's Healthy Living, please do that. And let me see if there's any of that. I think I just saw a comment before I have to put my glasses back on. Let me see here. Oh, Jackie Askey. Great topic, Abby Tyler. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Okay, so to all of you, thank you very much. And Eric, hi, Eric. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, so please, you all give me thumbs up. I like and all, like you said, share the show. And any topic you guys want me to talk about. It's the summertime now, so people are like busy out there doing a lot of things, and also they may not be coming on Tuesday, but I know most of you watch the show later on. So thank you all for watching. I thank you all for all those who are invited people. And Eric says, I'm Eric and I really enjoyed the show. Well, thank you, Eric Peabody. I really, make sure you share that to your friends, okay? And ask your friends to join too. I'm going to be talking more shows about younger people too. I just thought because I've been to so many milestone birthdays recently. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Please share the show. Please like and subscribe and follow Abby Tyler's Healthy Living for more videos, okay? Good night and God bless. Bye-bye.